Before Zendaya ever swung through the streets of New York as MJ in Spider-Man, she was already a performer with immense talent. But her journey to superhero-level fitness started with a spark of determination. At first glance, she seemed like any other young actress making her way in Hollywood. But deep down, Zendaya knew that this role would demand more than acting. It would demand strength, agility, and endurance, qualities she would need to develop to convincingly inhabit a world of superheroes. She began with basic conditioning, simple workouts that focused on core strength and mobility. Jumping jacks, planks, squats, and light cardio became her daily routine. But what truly set her apart was her mindset. She treated her body as a tool for storytelling. Every lunge, every push-up, every stretching session wasn't just about fitness. It was about preparing herself to leap, dodge, and react like a superhero. Her trainers noticed her discipline immediately. Zendaya wasn't just going through the motions. She was absorbing every correction, pushing herself a little further each day. The early sessions were grueling, but she embraced the challenge. Her goal wasn't just to look the part, it was to move like the character, to embody the agility and strength that Spider-Man's world demanded. By the end of her first few weeks, even her close friends noticed the change, not just in her body, but in her confidence. The small victories, being able to hold the plank longer, jump higher, and move with more control, fueled her motivation. Zendaya was beginning to understand that this journey wasn't only physical, it was mental, emotional, and creative all at once. After weeks of general conditioning, Zendaya's trainer introduced her to the next level, Spider-Man-specific workouts. This wasn't about looking fit for the cameras. It was about developing agility, explosive power, and the kind of body control needed to perform complex stunts on set. The first session started with mobility drills that mimicked Spider-Man's acrobatic moves, crawling on hands and feet, precise lunges, and reactive jumps. Zendaya quickly realized that flexibility alone wasn't enough. She needed coordination, balance, and lightning-fast reflexes. The exercises grew progressively intense. Wall climbs, plyometric jumps, and rotational core workouts became her daily grind. Her muscles screamed, but she thrived on the challenge. "This is what heroes are made of," her trainer would often say, pushing her to squeeze out one more set, one more rep. Zendaya's focus was relentless, every movement precise, every session intentional. Alongside the physical training, her mental toughness was being tested. Fear of failure and fatigue threatened to slow her down, but she learned to embrace discomfort as part of her transformation. Even the simplest drills became lessons in control. A small misstep could throw off her balance, simulating the unpredictability of Spider-Man's action scenes. By the end of this chapter in her journey, Zendaya was no longer just practicing moves. She was beginning to internalize the agility and strength of her superhero persona. Her trainer noticed a remarkable difference. Her movements were sharper, faster, and more confident. Zendaya herself felt an invisible shift. She could sense her body responding with an instinctual awareness, like it had begun to anticipate each challenge before it happened. With agility and mobility building steadily, Zendaya's trainer shifted focus to raw strength. Spider-Man's world required more than flips and jumps. It demanded the power to control her body in midair, to resist momentum, and to execute stunts safely. Enter the strength phase. Weighted exercises, resistance training, and body weight circuits that pushed her limits. The workouts were brutal. Deadlifts, pull-ups, and weighted squats were now part of her daily routine, combined with functional exercises that mimicked Spider-Man's movements. She practiced explosive push-offs, rope climbs, and hanging core exercises, all designed to simulate swinging through the city. Zendaya's hands bore the marks of constant grip training, and her legs and core were sculpted like never before. What made this phase unique wasn't just the physical demand, It was the precision required. Each lift and movement had a purpose, to enhance stunt performance. Zendaya couldn't just build muscle. She had to build controlled strength. Her trainer introduced complex superset circuits, 1 minute of weighted squats, immediately followed by a burst of plyometric jumps, testing both endurance and raw power. Beyond the physical, this chapter tested her resilience. Zendaya experienced soreness that threatened to overwhelm her, mental fatigue that whispered doubts, but she pushed past it, finding a rhythm in the pain, transforming it into energy. Every hero has a breaking point, her trainer reminded her, and it's what you do after that point that defines you. By the end of this phase, Zendaya's body was stronger, more capable, and ready for the ultimate stunts. Her transformation wasn't just aesthetic, it was functional, battle-ready. And yet, a shadow of suspense lingered. Her first high-risk stunt on the Spider-Man set was approaching, and it would push everything she'd learned to the absolute limit. By now, Zendaya's body was sculpted and agile, but physical fitness alone couldn't transform her into a believable superhero. Spider-Man's world demanded combat readiness, quick reflexes, fluid movements, and the ability to perform complex fight sequences safely. This was the phase where stunt choreography became her battleground. Her trainer and stunt coordinator designed sessions that merged martial arts, parkour, and acrobatics. Zendaya practiced precise strikes, rolls, and falls, emphasizing speed, timing, and impact control. Each movement was deliberate. Punches had to look real but avoid injury. Kicks had to be sharp yet safe, and rolls had to absorb force while maintaining grace. The training was grueling. Zendaya repeated sequences for hours, every day, until the motions became instinct. Shadowboxing against invisible opponents, dodging sudden attacks, and combining flips with combat maneuvers tested not just her strength, but her reflexes. Grip training was critical too. Holding bars, swinging ropes, and landing from heights demanded hand strength and stability. Suspense built as the stunts grew riskier. One misstep could mean injury, yet she pushed herself further each day. Zendaya also studied Spider-Man's fighting style from the comics and previous films, translating exaggerated superhero moves into realistic, cinematic action. Her mental focus sharpened, learning to anticipate movements and adjust mid-air or mid-fight. By the end of the combat phase, Zendaya was no longer just physically transformed. She had become a performer, a stunt-ready athlete capable of bringing Spider-Man's universe to life. Every punch, kick, and flip was executed with precision, and her confidence soared. But the ultimate test loomed. Would all this preparation hold up when cameras rolled and the lights were on? The suspense was palpable, and the next chapter would reveal how Zendaya faced her first real on-set stunt, the moment where training met reality. After months of intense training, Zendaya was finally ready to face the cameras for her first major stunt sequence. The stakes were high. Spider-Man demanded authenticity, and any hesitation could ruin the illusion or risk injury. The crew and stunt coordinators were nervous. The energy on set was electric, a mix of excitement and tension. Her first stunt involved swinging from a harness, dodging imaginary villains, and landing perfectly on a narrow platform, a complex sequence that required timing, balance, and precision. The moment she was lifted into the air, adrenaline surged through her veins. Zendaya's body, conditioned through relentless agility and combat training, responded instinctively. Each swing, twist, and landing reflected the months of preparation. But the suspense didn't end there. Mid-sequence, a sudden gust of wind made her harness sway unpredictably. A split-second decision had to be made: adjust her body midair or risk a dangerous fall. Zendaya's mental focus, honed through countless drills, kicked in. She shifted, twisted, and landed flawlessly, sending a ripple of amazement through the crew. The first take wasn't perfect. Small adjustments were needed in her timing and positioning, but each attempt improved dramatically. Zendaya's confidence grew, and she began to embody Spider-Man not just physically, but emotionally, capturing the character's agility, fearlessness, and quick thinking. The stunt became a blend of art and athleticism, where every movement told a story and conveyed superhero authenticity. Behind the scenes, Zendaya revealed how scary the process had been. The physical exhaustion was nothing compared to the mental strain. She had to anticipate every scenario, trust her training, and push past fear. Her success inspired the entire team, showing that dedication, preparation, and resilience could overcome even the most intimidating challenges. By the end of the day, Zendaya had completed the stunt and the footage was stunning. The transformation from actress to superhero was now undeniable. But the journey wasn't over. More complex sequences awaited, and each one pushed her limits further. The suspense built as the audience would soon witness Spider-Man's most daring feats, performed by Zendaya herself. As filming progressed, Zendaya realized that agility and skill were only part of the equation. Spider-Man demanded endurance, long hours on set, repeated stunt takes, and physically draining sequences meant she had to maintain peak performance day after day. What seemed like a superhero transformation now became a grueling test of stamina, strength, and mental fortitude. The trainers designed an endurance-focused regimen that pushed Zendaya beyond her previous limits. Morning sessions included high-intensity circuit training, combining cardio bursts, plyometrics, and bodyweight exercises to simulate the explosive energy Spider-Man displayed. Afternoon sessions focused on strength endurance, weighted squats, deadlifts, and functional exercises designed to build the type of muscular stamina needed to sustain long stunts without fatigue. But the challenge wasn't just physical. Mental endurance played a critical role. Zendaya often faced back-to-back stunt sequences, learning to push past discomfort and fear. Every take was a test, she later explained in interviews. It wasn't about perfection, it was about showing up, trusting my training, and keeping my focus, no matter how exhausted I felt. During one particularly intense sequence, she had to perform multiple aerial flips while suspended from wires, executing rapid combat movements in mid-air. The combination of adrenaline, fear, and sheer physical strain tested her to the limit. After the fifth take, her arms trembled, sweat drenched her costume, and her lungs burned, but she refused to stop. With every attempt, she refined her movements, improved her timing, and strengthened her confidence. Zendaya's trainers emphasized the importance of recovery. Diet, sleep, and active rest became essential components of her transformation. She adhered to a strict nutrition plan, rich in protein, complex carbs, and healthy fats to fuel her body, while yoga and stretching sessions improved flexibility and prevented injuries. The result of this grueling regimen was staggering. Zendaya's endurance soared. She could now sustain complex stunts for longer, maintain flawless form, and even recover quickly between takes. Her physical and mental toughness became her greatest weapon, allowing her to embody Spider-Man convincingly. By the end of this phase, Zendaya wasn't just an actress learning stunts, she had evolved into a disciplined athlete, capable of performing some of the most demanding sequences in the franchise. The suspense for audiences would only grow as the movie progressed, knowing that every stunt on screen reflected the incredible transformation behind the scenes.
Even with meticulous preparation, the journey wasn't without its hurdles. The grueling training and intense stunt sequences led Zendaya to face unexpected injuries. A misstep during a wire stunt caused a minor wrist sprain, while overexertion during an endurance circuit left her with strained muscles. Each injury, though temporary, posed a significant challenge, not just physically, but mentally. "Pain is inevitable," Zendaya admitted in an interview, "but giving up was never an option. It was about learning how to listen to my body, adjust, and keep moving forward." Her trainers quickly adapted her workout plan, incorporating rehabilitation exercises, physiotherapy, and targeted strengthening routines to prevent further injuries. During this phase, Zendaya learned the importance of pacing herself. High-intensity workouts were carefully balanced with restorative practices like foam rolling, mobility drills, and hydrotherapy. She also began to implement mental recovery strategies, meditation, breathing exercises, and visualization techniques to overcome the anxiety and frustration that came with setbacks. One particularly challenging week involved a combination of stunts, press appearances, and reshoots. Fatigue set in, and maintaining focus became difficult. Yet Zendaya's resilience shone through. She embraced small victories, each successful stunt, each day without injury, as proof of her progress. This chapter of her journey highlights a crucial lesson. Transformation isn't linear. Even for a Hollywood superstar preparing for a blockbuster, setbacks are part of the process. It's the ability to recover, adapt, and keep pushing forward that separates the truly remarkable performers from the rest. By the end of this phase, Zendaya had not only healed from her injuries, but had come back stronger. Her stamina, strength, and agility had all improved, and she had gained a new level of confidence. Every setback became a stepping stone, turning potential obstacles into opportunities for growth. As audiences watched the final Spider-Man film, few realized the invisible battles Zendaya overcame: pain, fear, fatigue, all to deliver a performance that was as physically impressive as it was emotionally compelling.
The moment Zendaya stepped into the Spider-Man suit marked a pivotal point in her transformation journey. The suit, designed for agility and sleekness, left no room for extra weight or sluggish movement. Every muscle needed to be in peak condition, not just for stunts, but to visually embody a superhero on screen. To achieve this, her trainers focused on fine-tuning her physique. Resistance band workouts, functional training, and targeted strength exercises were intensified, emphasizing core stability, shoulder mobility, and explosive lower body power. Pilates and bodyweight circuits complemented her strength sessions, helping sculpt a lean, agile frame capable of executing high-flying stunts with grace. The suit isn't just a costume, Zendaya explained. It's like armor. You need to feel powerful in it, move naturally, and look convincing. That means every workout counts. Nutrition played a critical role at this stage. Her diet emphasized lean proteins, complex carbs, and nutrient-dense foods to maintain energy while optimizing muscle tone. Hydration and electrolyte balance were meticulously tracked, especially during long hours of shooting under hot studio lights. Flexibility became another priority. Advanced stretching routines, dynamic mobility drills, and even aerial yoga helped Zendaya move seamlessly in the suit. Every somersault, wall climb, and mid-air flip demanded precision, balance, and confidence, qualities built over months of disciplined training. Beyond the physical, this stage also challenged her mentally. The suit's tightness and limited range of motion initially made some stunts feel intimidating, but Zendaya's mindset had evolved. She approached each challenge methodically, breaking down complex moves into manageable segments and celebrating incremental progress. By the final weeks before filming wrapped, Zendaya had perfected her movement in the spider suit. Her body had transformed into a superhero-ready physique, her confidence soared, and her ability to perform demanding stunts became almost instinctual. This chapter captures the culmination of her training, the seamless integration of strength, agility, endurance, and mental resilience. The suit wasn't just fabric, it symbolized the triumph of her transformation journey, a visual representation of every ounce of effort, sweat, and determination she had invested.
Even after months of training, stepping onto the Spider-Man set introduced a whole new level of challenges. The controlled environment of the gym was vastly different from live-action stunts, where timing, coordination, and safety were non-negotiable. Zendaya quickly realized that superhero training didn't stop once the camera rolled. It evolved. The stunt coordinators pushed her limits, introducing high-fall simulations, wire harnesses, and choreographed combat sequences. Every move demanded precision and physical control. One wrong landing could mean injury or delay in shooting, so her earlier conditioning, flexibility, and core strength were tested like never before. Zendaya also faced mental fatigue. Long shooting hours combined with physically demanding stunts meant maintaining focus was just as important as physical readiness. She relied heavily on visualization techniques, mentally rehearsing each jump, flip, and swing through the city skyline. It's not just about muscles, she shared. It's about believing your body can do it, even when your mind screams otherwise. On-set nutrition and recovery were critical. Quick protein shakes, balanced meals, and regular stretching sessions kept her performance consistent day after day. Recovery tools like massage guns, cryotherapy, and foam rolling became indispensable in preventing injuries and ensuring peak performance for every scene. Zendaya's collaboration with the stunt team also fostered trust. Learning to anticipate and synchronize with others' movements was vital for fight scenes and complex acrobatics. Each stunt was rehearsed multiple times off-camera before a single take, highlighting the painstaking attention to detail behind seemingly effortless superhero moves. By the end of filming, Zendaya's transformation was fully realized. She wasn't just physically ready, she was mentally and emotionally prepared to embody Spider-Man in every scene. Her journey from training room to set showcased the intense dedication behind the glamour, proving that becoming a superhero on screen required more than acting. It demanded total commitment, resilience, and an unshakable work ethic.
After months of intense training, grueling stunts, and relentless dedication, Zendaya finally stood as the fully transformed Spider-Woman. But beyond the physical prowess and on-screen heroics, the journey had profoundly shaped her mindset, resilience, and perspective on fitness, discipline, and personal growth. Looking back, she reflected on the countless early mornings, strict diets, and punishing workouts that had once seemed unbearable. It wasn't just about looking the part, she admitted in interviews. It was about fully embodying the character, the strength, agility, and confidence that Spider-Girl requires. Her journey symbolized the harmony between body, mind, and purpose. Zendaya's transformation didn't go unnoticed. Fans and fitness enthusiasts alike praised her dedication, and many were inspired to adopt healthier lifestyles or push themselves beyond perceived limits. Social media exploded with Spider-Woman workouts, workout challenges, and motivational clips inspired by her regime, solidifying her influence beyond cinema. Mentorship became a natural extension of her journey. Zendaya began sharing workout tips, mental strategies, and behind-the-scenes insights, encouraging aspiring actors and everyday individuals to embrace discipline without fear. She proved that celebrity fitness wasn't just for vanity. It was a tool for empowerment, confidence, and self-respect. Even the movie production team acknowledged her impact. Stunt coordinators, trainers, and fellow actors lauded her professionalism, consistency, and willingness to learn. Zendaya's transformation became a blueprint for actors aiming to merge fitness, performance, and character authenticity seamlessly. Ultimately, Zendaya's Spider-Man training journey was about more than muscles or agility. It was a testament to perseverance, mental fortitude, and the courage to commit fully to a challenge. From early doubts to triumphant mastery, her story resonates as a blueprint for anyone chasing excellence in fitness, craft, or life itself. As the credits rolled on her Spider-Man scenes, Zendaya wasn't just a character on screen. She was a living example of how dedication, discipline, and heart could turn ambition into reality. The journey left her stronger, wiser, and ready for any challenge that awaited her next, inspiring a generation to chase their own heroic transformations.